Thank you for tuning into the Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Arael Marrocco. Peter is the director of the 12th Division of the ACIO, Advanced or Alien Contact Intelligence Organization. Jessica is a galactic liaison and interdimensional seer. Together, they will discuss the most current updates from the ACIO, Council of Five, and other extraterrestrial sources. Make sure to post your questions and comments below. Disclosures, insider intel that keeps you updated with planetary changes.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Disclosures. And we are joined by Peter the Insider, who's going to give us the latest insights. And I apologize for not keeping everyone up to date and having these conversations earlier, but we're excited about some of the news that's coming in. So without further delay, not excited, but excited to share with you, but yes, some very serious topics. So without further delay, we're going to bring in Peter the Insider.
So I want to say hello to you and to all of our regular and maybe not so regular listeners.
Okay, so Peter, what do we have here? I mean, you've been gone for a little while. Some big things had occurred, and I know that we've been kind of trying to track down the shadow group, but while that was going on, some of their operations started to take off, and or some other things started to happen. So give us an update of what's been happening.
Yes, long story short, this is it, like long story short, and they will be like 1 or 1.5 hours or maybe 2 hours show. No, their next and biggest move of, let's say, last decade, maybe 2 decades, I don't know, is the fact that they want to make mass tests of, on inhabitants, people living on North American continent. And how they are planning to do so. First things first, we need to talk about, maybe it will worth to make some sort of, I don't know, internet search. What is ICBM? It is Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, right? And many people believe that it is only way how to destroy people, to have, I don't know, tactical weapon. It is atomic or hydrogen bomb, right? And, oh, what is that?
It's nonsense, yep.
Yeah, it is the stuff like, it is long, ultra long range rocket, right?
Yeah.
But it is not true. It is absolutely not true that that only, or we can use wiki maybe, because there is definitely a picture of that.
Yep, a lot more information.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah,
give you an idea of what they look like.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. And the stuff is like, yep, those are Satans, I think. Yeah. Yeah, no, those are Topol M.
Topol
my
M,
bad.
Yeah.
My bad, because Satans were S18, I think, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, the fact is that many people misbelieve, it is total nonsense, that they can carry only warhead. It's not true. It's absolutely not true, okay? No. One thing is that they can carry all kind of different stuff, okay? And yep, we can see different parts where a rocket was launched, my bad, and what will happen with trajectory and whatever and whatever and whatever. And just by the way, going back to the warhead, it cannot be only, or let's say exclusively, atomic and or you know, hydrogen bomb. You can have chemical, biological, or biochemical, you know, warhead. And this is it. They want to test biochemical next generation of biochemical warfare. It is absolutely crazy what they want to test, and this is it. It's a question. We are talking about who are they? The elites? No. It is not the. They are not the elites, or they like the hierarchy enslaving you. Nope. We are talking about the shadow group, right?
Right.
This is it. You know what I mean. It is.
So the shadow group wants to do extensive experimentation on the American people in particular.
Yep.
And why just the American people?
Not only American, like, you know, all the like people being in living in US, in Canada, and whatever, you know.
South America.
Yep. North America.
North America in particular. And what kind of experiment is this, Peter?
They want to test which kind of, how we can say it, like which kind of in which kind of mutations they will go. You know what I mean.
Is it going to be subtle, or like people are just going to be dropping dead, or are they going to have weird diseases?
This is it. So many people believe, nah, it is absolutely fine, not a big deal. We've got you know, we've got anti-rocket shield. No, it absolutely, believe me, it absolutely will not help. Absolutely.
Well, that's even if our
because I will say you why. Because this rocket will explode and warhead will explode, and the stuff, the particles, small particles, will just flow in the air or in earth. My bad, they should be edited. They just flow in the atmosphere, in the clouds, in the you know, rain falls, snow falls, or you know, on air, and everything will be crazy.
So it'll be sort of like Agent Orange, but people will not know.
Pretty much something like that. Pretty much something like, yeah.
Not to mention, I mean, even just Agent Orange give a lot of people cancer and made them really sick.
Yeah.
What does this do to the air quality, all the plant life, animals?
Everything will be absolutely crazy.
So it will become very dystopian in the United States or in North America.
Yeah.
That's if it happens.
Yeah, and this is absolutely crazy because fact is that even though they are getting some sort of how can we call it, even self developed systems, like from US, even from, I don't know, from not from Russia but from former Soviet Union, that make them, my bad, they make them compatible together, what is like absolutely doesn't make any sense for many people. Believe me, they can, because they put something from Western arsenal, from Eastern arsenal, they make it compatible and whatever. It is absolutely crazy. It is absolutely crazy. You know, I don't know.
So you know about it.
Yeah.
The ACIO knows about it.
Yeah.
And the ACIO is going to stop it, you said?
Let's say we are trying to. Yeah. Because they were doing, I mean, what the heck they want to do? They are doing RS-27 Sarmat. It is absolute crazy, jeez. It is next gen rocket from Russia right now.
The RS-27 Sarma?
No, RS-27. Yep. Yep. It's next gen. It's next generation. And do you know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, it officially even doesn't exist.
Well, there's the Satan that you were talking about, which is kind of the way people feel things are going right now, is going pretty dark.
Yes, yes. R36 is rocket, and its official name for rocket, and the whole system is SS-18, and they are calling it Satan. NATO, like, alias is Satan, just by the way.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, this is it, what I was talking about. Yep. And this is the stuff, because
so the devils want to use the devil. That's what it is. Satan wants to use Satan.
Pretty much, yeah, because this is the stuff. Like, the rocket is absolutely, it is crazy heavy, it is huge, and the fact is that because they want to use different engine for a rocket, different fuel, it will fly much faster, it will get very slick, like the trajectory, and it can maneuver. Once it will fly so fast, it can maneuver, just by the way, because they can pretty much make remote control with the rocket, what is absolutely crazy, just by the way. None of NATO rockets can do it. None, pretty much. No. And that's the stuff, because NATO is fine with their stuff like Patriot system or whatever. They've got no problem with that. I mean, UK got their own system, France, Germany, it's fine. Canada too, but pretty much it's based on Patriot system and whatever. Just by the way, you know what I mean. And I don't know, it's for me, it's crazy. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And because they can, with this rocket, you can hit anywhere in the world with their, let's say, with their positions. It is absolutely crazy. I don't know what the heck should I think about it.
Yeah, and I don't doubt that you say that, they'll still be able to get through the US, because I'm not really quite sure how protected we are under the regime that we're in personally right now.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. I know people get offended by that, but I don't really care because this has been a lot of unnecessary cruelty that's been done to the American people, especially the innocent people that are, trying to comply and, assist and work hard and all that. And so the so-called leadership has been putting everyone at risk through flagrant ignorance, deliberate action to ignore the importance of conflicts, creating conflicts with other nations unnecessarily. Yeah, I mean, I think this is, and I don't think the American people deserve it. It's, that they're trying to just do whatever is the right thing to do, but when you have it's kind of like sleeping with the enemy. If you have the leadership as your enemy, it's not helping anything. Even though some people have there's some fringe agendas that are happening that are helping out, certain groups of people in the U.S., but it's putting everybody else at risk because of the negligence and the games. But we know that, everyone's bought and sold or whatever in this system right now. So it's putting everyone in a dangerous situation. And we don't know what the response would be, too, because it's the same leadership that doesn't care about us, but yet could get trigger happy and do something else that creates...
Oh, you are very right. Yep.
Right, yeah. Because we're not dealing with sensible or rational at this point. It's, and I know that there are plenty of people at the helm that could actually intercede and help neutralize our present situation. I don't know why they're not stepping in. And it's like constant, asking for the Galactics to protect us and the ACIO. And what other groups that are trying to keep everything in a balance so we don't blow up the entire planet, in the process.
Yeah, you are right. You are very right. Yeah.
I mean, Peter, I'm just going to say it bluntly, it's a shitstorm. It really is.
Well, if you want to call it that way, then let's do so. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so,
I mean it for real. You are right. You are right.
The shadow group in particular is still running around in messing around timelines, and I saw them. I think they were involved with bringing I think Iranians to South America.
Oh yeah, you are right.
Yeah,
you
that
are
was
right.
the last time that I saw them.
Yeah.
You
are right.
Yeah, to create conflict from there. So then, there's a back and forth.
It is pretty much only chaos. What? Confusion, or I don't know how to call it.
Yeah, but so then the retaliation then hits the South American people, and they didn't even do anything. You see what I'm saying?
No, I completely understand where you are coming from. Yeah.
Yeah. So now you have all of these innocent parties being affected by some, what some think is very, very savvy, smart, or whatever. And I say that, it can't be anyone intelligent or people that they're intelligent, but they're not pro-humanity. Let's say that. They're not one of us. They can't be.
Of course not. Yeah, you are right.
Yeah, because they don't care what the outcome is in the planet, and if the planet is destroyed.
Absolutely not.
And we know how other civilizations off-world have gone, and there have been plenty of battles in those locations. So, I mean, way back in history, of course, but, we know that there's activity.
No, you are right. You are right. Very right.
Yeah, on Mars, on the moon, on, many other locations. We got that weird, it looks like a little prison area circle on Saturn. The Saturn's losing its rings. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of weird things happening.
All right. All right.
And that all affects us because I know that the galactics are involved. I've seen them. I've seen them, like, seeing how we're going to respond over different things.
Yeah. So long story short, if we want to call it that way, they are planning to hit the North American continent with few, and that's the problem, few ICBMs are 28 rockets, right? And they even aren't in Russian arsenal. It's crazy, geez. They are not, right?
Right.
I mean, officially not. They are. I mean, officially they should be like 1.5 years ago or so, but they are still testing it, right? You know what I mean. They are still testing it, and
so you saying the weapons that the Shadow Group wanted to use is they're still testing it over in Russia. Okay.
They are still testing it in Russia.
So yeah, it's not operational there yet. So they got it from the future then.
Pretty much something like that, if you want to call it that way, because they've got, it is absolutely crazy because they've got brand new chassis. So this huge truck, it is loaded on the top. We can see it. It looks so weird, but it is this huge truck. It is like this big cigar, if you want to call it that way. And this weird thing, it is pretty much just the front part of the truck. So they've got brand new chassis with this truck. They've got brand new fuel system, brand new, very new fuel, everything, engine system, my bad, rocket engine system with brand new fuel. This should be edited, sorry. Everything brand new from the future. In order rocket to be most effective. It is absolutely crazy, geez. It doesn't make any sense.
Right. So we're dealing with a group from that either was the one that introduced this technology to Russia, or they are
no. They gave them but what? That's a question. From 2050 or something like that, but they were not able to to reverse engineer it. So they made their own version, and it was that kind of complicated. Then it was just going like, okay, do whatever you like. And US engineers, they were just look at it, and they were like, okay, how in the world is this working? We can't use it. And the Russians, they use their own usual method. That means they accomplish it, just tear it inside out, and okay, no, this is not the way how we will make the things work for us. And they make it very massive, very huge, very simple to use. This is the usual way how Russians are doing it. It's normal for them. It's normal, but normal way how they are doing things, So that's the reason why it looks so, I don't want to say primitive, but they will use not this stuff, but the most advanced, highly advanced stuff, okay? And it is like from 2050 or 2060. I don't want to fully right now. They
were from 2050 or 60.
Give me a second. We are talking about steps, time steps. So we are talking about 2035, 2050, 2030, 2035, 2032. So we are talking about 2052. Yeah,
52, that's what I was going to
2052.
say. Yep.
Yeah, because we are talking about time steps. Okay. So this is, in order to be precise. Yes, this is
All
it.
right. So Peter, I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
The RS-28 Sarmat, named after the Sarmatians, who are from the Pontic steppe, but I believe it says that they were Iranian.
Yeah, look.
From
and
the
here we go.
Yep.
Here we go. Yep, here we go. And Iranians are pretty much like their allies right now, the main allies of Russians, you know.
Yep.
Everything makes sense. I am just saying.
Yeah, you see it right here. When I go like that, it says.
Yeah,
See,
you are right.
From ancient Eastern Iranian equestrian nomadic peoples of the classical antiquity dominated by the Pontic steppes from about the 3rd century, which is up by Russia, isn't it?
Yep.
So yeah, so people don't realize that they traveled through Russia.
Yeah.
And which is the Caucasians, Caucasus or Caucasians.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is, well, all of Europe was connected to it.
So
we could say these are the earliest people.
They are using something what looks like R28 Sarmat, but it definitely is not. Believe me, it is hyper modern technology. It is just, how can I say, to be slick and to trick the enemy. Like, nah, they are using something what the Russians have made a long time ago. It's crazy. It's just some sort of small update and blah blah blah, you know. Nope, believe me, it is not.
So
Or
you
it
received,
will, you know.
You received intel that this was going on, and then you were sent on a mission.
Yeah, you are
to
right.
look into it, and
I looked into it because pretty much they need to make some sort of vantage points all over the place in US, in Canada, and they sent, those were some sort of containers on container
ships.
ship.
Yep.
They were sent from China inland, you know, Qingdao or Qingdao, I don't know how to properly spell it, because it's Qingdao in Chinese language. It is huge port, you know, like industry port.
Mm-hmm.
I mean harbor, my bad, in China. And it was big container ship, like crazy big container ship. It's huge and massive. And problem is, it arrived to US. It arrived. Yeah, we got it is like, Houston, we've got a problem here. But now we've got even bigger problem. Because we know solid, like for sure, that DARPA is involved in this crap. And it is because of course, because of Lynch. Don't ask me how it is possible, but this guy is absolutely insane. From my point of view, if somebody wants to make test on his own people, this guy is insane. Sorry, he is insane.
Well, he's probably, like I said, taken over by some darker energy.
Darker entity.
Yeah.
Martin Burke is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Or so John Lynch. Yeah. But John Lynch
is the same person, same being,
it's
whatever.
Bullshit. It's like, it's just a nickname. It's,
yeah. So, and we've looked at the shadow group multiple times, and they are getting help by some dark ETs.
Yeah,
to be able to pull this off. So the ACIO is keeping an eye on what's going on, but it's almost like we're a step too behind them, almost like not too far behind, but
because we need to be very, 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 how we can say it, like, let's say, very cautious, because we need to follow them on one hand, but on the other hand, not to be noticed by them that they are followed. Do you know what I mean? Because it will end up very bad.
Yeah.
But this is the problem. Like, what in the world is wrong with people? My bad, with guys who are in charge of the country. And we are talking about DARPA, right? Because we know who John Lynch or Burke is, which kind of crazy guy. I mean, I'm not surprised, like, not at all. But the problem is, what in the world is that? Like, people in DARPA, and they were making fun from that, and which kind of crazy creatures will transform people and whatever, and they were like some sort of crazy maniacs, some sort of psychopaths or whatever. They were joking about that. I mean, this is next level shit, and I will not watch my language. Even on another people, but they were making fun how fetuses, so undeveloped, fully undeveloped babies will transform in mothers' stomachs, I mean bellies, and how painful it will be, and whatever. I mean, what? How children will become something I even don't want to describe. What? They were making fun about that? What? I mean, this is next level crap.
So they've been affected, or maybe they've been replaced or have black goo or something.
I don't know, but believe me that some people are crazy, because let's say, okay, I was in army, and if you saw something or experienced something, as I want to say, next level shit, let's say they are, you go insane, you either you kill yourself, instant hit, or you go insane, or you are, quote unquote, you seems to be fine, but you've got heavy PTSD stuff, and you can be triggered, or you seems completely fine, like 99%, but once you go to very inner circle of people, you know them very, very well, and you start to do crazy things or joking about absolute nonsense, like it is, I don't want to talk about that. And this is it. So those people, I don't want to excuse them, but let's say then they doesn't necessarily need to be replaced or injected with black goo, or injected with nanites, PKIs or femtides or whatever, or affected by evil astral entities. Nope. Let's say that simply they experienced something, and believe me, you civilians, with all the respect to you, Jessica, and to all of our listeners, you civilians, you never know how you will react.
Right, because you've not been trained. Right.
Sorry, what?
Civilians have not been trained in how to react or how to focus on things.
Please, but even you've got through the training as a soldier, it is physical training.
Right.
But at the moment, you will get that kind of shock that you simply just want to cut it completely out from your mind. And through that, I was like, no, I don't want to talk about it. But in the right circle of people, you will do such a crazy things. I mean, things they seems to be crazy and absolutely insane for 99.9% of other people, other population of the world. But for them it's fine because they just need to get it out, But on one hand, but on the other hand, I am not saying that they've got the right to do it in the first place and to joke in the second place, or let's say on the other hand about those things, because I was disgusted. It was disgusting because they were making fun from that.
Yeah, it doesn't sound normal.
Do you know what? I even don't want to start to talk about it, okay? No. Because people will make instant cut, but they will stop to watching this. No, believe me.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like it's a consciousness thing. It's like ignorance, and to mock someone that's going through something horrible, but
because they believe in their minds that they've been something through that they've been through something horrible, and the society, the system, I mean the country, the state, they've been ignoring them. And that's the stuff. I am not here to judge. I am not here to judge anybody, anything. But in certain cases, they are right. But still, it doesn't give them the right to do those things. Okay?
Right. Yeah, because most of them signed up for this.
Yeah. You are right. Right.
Now, in the event that there is some kind of incident, will some of the super soldiers or sleeper soldiers know what to do?
Just by the way, sleeper soldiers is very good term. Yeah.
Because then they will awaken and know to take the right actions as if they've been trained.
Yeah. You are right. You are very, very right. Yeah. That's true.
Well, but we're not wanting it to bring it to that point. No.
I mean, definitely not.
I told you I had a very strange dream where I was.
Do you know what? Actually, just by the way, for our listeners, Jessica, I want to say, to describe me the what is it? The strange dream, and we didn't get to it never. So go ahead and let's do it.
Yeah, I think I talked to you about it, but we didn't really get a discussion about it. I was in a space that almost looked like, it reminded me of an airport. You know how everything's sort of wide open and has like a certain type of flooring that's not, it's kind of shiny maybe, or clean looking. And, some people were there standing around, like as if they were talking, not necessarily going to the airport, but it was kind of a space that looked like that. Maybe it was in a big corporation. I don't know. Okay. And I looked, how they have those big glass mirrors, windows that look out, and you can usually see.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, instead of looking out to that, it looked like a tunnel. But the tunnel was going along the side of the glass. So it wasn't like just a small tunnel that you could look down to. It was like all along, along the side of the glass. So you couldn't see outside. But you could see this tunnel, and there were all these guys dressed in American, military uniforms with weapons and everything, and helmets, and maybe they looked like Marines. And they were running down these tunnels, like not running really fast, but almost like they were going into war.
Holy. That's
So
crazy.
it's almost like someone was trying to forewarn me of
Okay.
where we were headed. Like, I don't think it's, unless it's happening somewhere else in a parallel.
Okay. Interesting.
What are your thoughts?
From my point of view, it is not what I think or I believe. It is definitely parallel.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
And I don't know what I was doing there then. Is it this?
That's a question. That's a question.
Yeah, well, because I was looking at some other shows that were related to parallels too, but is there, do you know which parallel this is, or it just...
To be perfectly honest, there can be so many parallels.
Yeah.
No, I mean it for real, okay? No.
And the question was, I didn't know who they were going into battle with. I just saw them, headed towards something, but it seemed like maybe it was going underground. Like as if it was, these were going down into underground tunnels.
Okay.
So are there parallels where they're fighting some kind of battle in the earth?
Yeah, it can be like that. But as I said, definitely on, on, or in the parallel. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this could be bleeding through right now too.
Oh yeah, this can be.
This is what we're having problems with, is the bleed throughs of other reality problems.
are so strong that I mean, like, holy crap, this is bad. Yep.
Okay. So, we're holding on to some of the efforts of the 12th Division, and was it Unit 374 or Kruger, or who's involved in helping with these operations?
Definitely Kruger. They did so. Give me a second. But Kruger is doing the stuff in US and and Canada. My bad. And Unit 374 in China inland.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Just by the way.
Yeah. Which brings us to we were talking about the Umbrella Corporation.
Oh my God, they are crazy.
And there's a new branch called the Rainstorm Company.
Give me a second, they are not branch. Pretty much it is the whole company, absolutely the same. Just by the way, absolutely the same. But let's say renamed. It is pretty much like you got IBM, for example, and it was rebranded to Lenovo, for example. But it is pretty much the same stuff.
Okay. So tell us, what is different from them, from the Umbrella Corporation, and what they were doing?
What?
Explain how Rainstorm Company is different from the previous Umbrella Corporation.
So let's say they are, how can I say it correctly? They are literally what they are doing. They are more focusing on biochemical than biological warfare in the first place, because they were doing just biological warfare, and they are making my bad, experimental and let's say highly unstable chemistry. So they've got two brand new branches because it was just some sort of, marginal stuff for them. Those two parts, like biochemical warfares. It was like, yes, it gave them or more income, like 70-80% of income. But for them, they've got knowledge, they've got wisdom in those fields, and they don't need to do any further development because they've got T-virus, Veronica, Ouroboros, and something like that. And they were just making some sort of variations from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty much they were pretty much fine for with that, because it is like Albert Wesker, and he was just a myth, just a rumor, because Albert Wesker was dead. It was founder and the owner of company and blah blah blah. I'm saying like blah 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 because he was dead for a long time, and people don't know it. They didn't knew it. They just believe that he is on another planet, and that he is living underground, or maybe on another planet, or, I mean, my bad, underground, or, yeah, underground, or maybe on secret island, or maybe in another planet, because he get very close friendship with Elon Musk, and whatever, and whatever, and whatever, and whatever. And this is the largest part of problem for us, just by the way, the biggest problem for us, that those people are real and people don't believe us, or there is tendency for people not to believe us because they are just
There's a
characters in video games or movies, and that's the problem, that they are real, okay?
Yeah.
But it's hard to prove it solidly. Do you know what I mean? That's it.
Well, when we had the outbreak, and people started seeing that the whole scenario was connected to the Umbrella Corporation, which was named in this game, and they could see the parallel. I think people were a little stunned to
Give me a
find
second.
that out.
When there was CVD outbreak, you mean?
Yeah.
So you mean like the eyes of people started to get open, you mean?
They were
like
confused.
That?
Yeah, because it was almost like it happened literally in the same area. It was like Raccoon City and MUFON. It was MUFON.
Oh yeah, you are right.
Yeah. So people are like, hey, wait a minute. This sounds too familiar to that game. And it was only a certain generation of people that understood what was actually going on, because the adults were like, hey, what are you talking about?
No, you are right. You are very right.
And because that age group doesn't really have a full voice as adults, so they couldn't really disclose it and bring it out into the open heavily. The adults kept on telling them to be quiet, and just like, oh, that's just your game. And they refused to acknowledge that this was.
Yeah, you are very right. You are very right. Yeah.
So, which was very frustrating.
But believe me that pretty much once the game started, I don't know how many parts of the game, because it's like Resident Evil 8 or 9 even, I don't know, but I think it is 8. Resident Evil like Village or whatever and whatever, right?
Yeah.
So the fact is, and I'm talking like fact, okay? Like people, they grew up on this game, are adults now, okay? So don't just take it like, it's like this or it's like that. Nope. It's not that.
Well, they kind of squashed it in a lot of ways. I mean, it was starting to come out and then people stopped talking about it. But yes, it was a point of very strong disclosure regarding what's going on in the soft disclosure of video games and movies. And
yeah, you are right.
So, yeah, so this is, unfortunately, these lab experiments have not been shut down, and no one ever took responsibility for the cause of these outbreaks. And I don't know if they ever will. And they were able to, get the media and everyone else to, pay them off and comply to not disclose, the origin of some of these problems. And so,
yeah, you are right.
Likewise, all the other corporations are hiding. Shadow Group's only one, but all of these other corporations that are playing their games and bragging, that's how they're doing it through video games and movies, they're bragging about what they're doing.
Yeah, and that's the stuff. Because they are doing it through shows, TV shows, and mostly sci-fi ones, TV shows, movies, and the video games. That's the reason why almost, and that's the stuff, almost nobody is taking it serious. That's the problem.
Right.
As you said, like they are bragging it, and they are making fun from people because like, those are just kind of idiots. They will not get it. They will not realize that it is real. And it's like, holy crap, this is not good.
Right. And we don't want it to be too late before people realize what's going on.
Yeah, you are very right.
But, in this incident, I mean, fortunately you caught that one problem, but, it doesn't mean that there's so many different things that are going on at the same time that even as bad as this is, they could be using this as a distraction while they're doing something else.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there's a lot of tactical considerations, and I had someone contact me yesterday, and they said, "Do you think that the U.S. is going into war?" And I was like, I thought about my dream and everything, but I also saw that there's a whole bunch of weapons that are being shipped over to the Ukraine, and all the money.
Yeah, you are right. You are right.
So yes, I imagine troops are going over there as well, but we're not really hearing about it. And
I don't want to talk about it, but you are right. I don't want to say you are right, but let's say they don't want to talk about it publicly, right?
What they're doing, right? And I understand that they shouldn't. But you'll know, I mean, when they start talking about recruiting the young people to be involved, that's when people know. But it's already it's already happening then at that point.
Yes. Yeah.
So now let's because your people are closer to the battlefield in this situation, the Czech Republic,
Yeah, it is absolutely crazy. It is absolutely crazy what is going on in Czech Republic. And I don't know if this gentleman will see this show, but what I know for sure that we will definitely contact him and his YouTuber Adam Yiha, right? And because I got a lot of intel what is going on in Czech Republic, and I'm like, what in the world? Why they are testing this shit in part of the world where I am from? I mean, you can set me up. You can upset me. You can upset me a million times. But you will piss me off only one time, and then you run as fast as you can. Because now I'm pissed off. I am taking this personal. okay? I am taking this personal. They just did something what they shouldn't, okay? They did so. Okay, they did so. Okay.
Well, this is Peter Toth, right? Challenged you.
Okay. That was big mistake, man. That was big mistake. Yeah, because he is mocking people too. Peter Toth is mocking people too. He's saying all kind of lies and making. He said this. I said this. I told you that, and whatever. And then no, it should be taken in from different point of view. It was in different contexts and contexts. My bad. It was in different contexts and whatever. And I was like, what? And they've got no problem with him. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I don't know what the heck is wrong with those guys.
So your leadership right now.
Yeah, and not not my leadership, but there is president election in Czech Republic, and there are two candidates. It's Andrej Babiš. It's pronounced like that. I mean, I've got nothing personal against this gentleman. It's fine, but we are pretty much at war. Let's say, and it is not like Putin or whoever, but let's say Putin because he is puppeted by Shadow Group too. But some people in Shadow Group just slept bad and they will woke up one morning, pardon me, and they will attack, I don't know, some NATO country. With intel I've got, I'm just, by the way, I am surprised that the war is not in the whole Europe, and I am honest with you guys. And he's economist. Andrej Babiš is economist, but in this situation he will be not good president, not as a person. I'm talking about fact, which situation we are in, because we need to have strong leader in the first place, and in the second place with experiences, with you know, army.
Yeah, military experience.
There is Peter Pavel, you know.
Yeah. So you're saying he's a decent guy, and he was good with helping the country with economic issues and keeping things afloat.
But we are not dealing with this crap right now.
Right now, you're worried about, because they're so close to the border.
Yes, and we are talking about this gentleman, Peter Pavel. Will be much better leader for Czech Republic right now, and I will say why. Because he is very experienced, highly experienced, you know, within the army. Just by the way, he was serving in army intelligence service. Just by the way. And the stuff is like this. This gentleman will be the better choice. Like for real. Yeah. Like no, I don't wanna talk about it, you know. Like that's the stuff, you know. It's so crazy, oh my god. Because why the people in Czech Republic are choosing? There is only one choice, geez. If we in Slovakia have some candidate with that stuff, with that experience, we will say, thank God we have one. It doesn't. And that's the stuff, right? I mean, if I will be Czech citizen, right? I will definitely vote for this gentleman. Period, end of story. Period. You know what I mean?
So he was a general.
Yep, he was
in the army.
And military in military intelligence, in army intelligence,
yeah,
he served. And that's the stuff, okay? That's absolutely crazy. I mean, yeah, have a good economy is fine, not a problem. But we are not in this place, in this situation, in this phase, in this time period, when we are pretty much, it is pretty much like big abyss. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
War, we can, because once there is a stability, everything is working. I mean, working or not working, but screw it. Because we are, on the top. We are not on the top. We are balancing, on the cliff.
Right.
On the edge of the cliff.
Because at any moment, something could be overshot, if they, any kind of chemical, something or whatever.
Yep. And war, we can call war as something like, once it is stable, I mean, it seems to be fine. It is like we are, on the road, solid road, paved road, everything is fine. But out of nowhere, there is abyss with no warning, no warning signs, no nothing. And that's the stuff. War is something like abyss. And having Andrej Babiš in leadership, it will be complete disaster for Czech Republic, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this guy.
No.
Yeah, he wouldn't. Yeah, he wouldn't know what he's saying. He wouldn't know how to handle it.
It's fine to have economists. It's fine to have economists. But at war, what the heck? He does. What is his experiences with leading war? Zero. Period. End of story. And general is general. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Why those people in Czech Republic are even thinking about voting for Babiš? That's my question.
Mm-hmm. Well, they think that if they like him or whatever, but they're not.
Yes.
People don't understand that they need some strong military knowledge.
Of course.
Yeah.
This gentleman, fact is, he got knowledge, he got wisdom, he got background, and he know what he's talking about. He know what he's speaking,
Yep.
Even like how he's talking and whatever, Babiš seems to be some sort of amateur or whatever. Maybe because because Pavel has military background, I don't know. But even, do you know what I mean? Once you've got two people side to side and compare them, it's. I'm just saying, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, you need it.
Just by the way, what is absolutely ridiculous for me, Babiš is saying about totality. Like change of regime and whatever. What Pavel never said. Pavel never said if Babiš will win the presidency election, right? That Babiš will make totality. He never said that. Never. Babiš is all the time talking, every single time talking about some sort of totalitarianism and whatever. I don't know. What? Where in the world he got this from? I mean, from where the heck he got to this idea?
So if Babiš is saying that about Pavel, that he would bring it into a totalitarian.
If Pavel will win the election, that he will change the regime or whatever. Jeez, what?
Well, this is the Communist Party of Czechoslovakia, and so what is Babiš?
To be perfectly honest, I don't know, but the stuff is that he got a lot of problems with corruption. A lot of problems with corruption, a lot of bankruptcy and whatever, I don't know, tax frauds and whatever. And there is this Čapí hnízdo, it is his company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
he's in the same party.
Yeah, I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying the stuff is like,
So yeah,
it is not, we are not playing, quotes in quotes, playing parties on whatever. We are not playing parties anymore. We are, oh my God.
yeah, no, this is, it's time to get away from, petty arguments when there's like an apocalyptic thing hovering over you.
That's
It
the
doesn't
stuff.
make any sense.
Yep, you are right. You are right. Very right. And that's the stuff that those people in Czech Republic, they don't understand it or what? I mean, those, they think that maybe they can vote for Babiš. Like, what? Why? That doesn't make sense. This gentleman is like instant choice. But
Right, for the preservation of the people.
of course, because look, if war occurs, and it is not, the question is not standing if, it is standing when, okay?
So, Peter, let me say something. I think this is important.
Okay.
A lot of people will probably be listening to this and say, this doesn't affect us. We don't live in that region. We have our own nation.
Yeah.
And how does this affect them? And I was thinking that if the war ends up spreading from Ukraine through Czechoslovakia, say, and through that area.
No, please, we don't have Czechoslovakia. Please, this need to be edited.
Czech Republic.
Because they are the surrounding states, the neighborhood states are Poland with Ukraine, Poland, Slovakia, but it's just
right.
like nothing, because once front start to move.
That's right. Just, that's what I'm saying. It goes into Europe. Yes.
It is nothing. It's within,
right.
I don't know.
And then from Europe, it goes to the United States.
10 days or 2 weeks can be, or 16 days can be in the whole Europe. It's absolutely crazy.
And if it's the whole Europe, the United States is immediately in. Immediately.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
But there's no way it's going to go into Europe and we're not involved. There's no way.
This is what I'm talking about. And just by the way, for all the people in the world, if you've got election nearby in the future, right? But in near future, and if there is, and this is it, like, yeah, insider is talking about this because he is involved in military. No, I'm talking that those people know what they are doing, okay? They know what they are doing because they are good managers and whatever, because you need to be very good at strategy. That means you are a good manager, right?
Yeah.
This is it. This is the alpha omega, if you want to call it that way. It's the elementary thing.
Right.
I don't know what
people that do not think, they only think about what happens in their household or in their community, and if it doesn't affect them, they have a tendency to not look that we're all affected by all of these different decisions or neglect of something or pre-warning of something that we should be, wanting to protect. We should want to help protect all the innocent people that are not, are not involved, didn't cause any of these conflicts, but that are being affected on a daily basis that, like you said, it could just, the front is gone and then before you know it, it's in our laps as well. So
this is what I'm talking about. If it will get fast, and I mean really fast, I am saying 3 weeks at the most. If it will go really slow, and the whole Europe will be in, period. It will be like Second World War, it will be Africa in. Even Australia
Africa's being pressured from what I've heard about different things.
Yep.
They're being very pressured, and because
and just by the way, Asia will be in. It's absolute. It's instant. It's instant. Yep.
Yeah, I know. In the Middle East, obviously, Yeah, no, it'll be like you said, it'll be a total war.
Total, this is it. They are not using in military. We are not using terms Third World War because, for example, of course, there was no Second World War, right? It was just World War. I mean, once we are talking about first one, so they were using term at that time the Great War, right? But once Second World War occurred, it happened. It started in 1939. They've got like, we should rename it to World War First or World War One, whatever. But now, in the first place, why they are trying to let's say to pass just desperately not to use term World War Three, because it is like no, this is something bad. This is something bad. Once they are World War Three, like number doesn't. I mean, it does matter, but do you know what I mean? The number is not that important, but it is something. If you get to your mind, it is almost like a reflex, like subliminal stuff. World War. It is pretty much what you've got in your mind. If I say sports car, period, Ferrari, period, Ferrari. It is instant stuff. And what should be Ferrari color like? Red, because they've got trademark for this special color, Ferrari red. No, I'm saying it how it is, and this is it. If you will get in your ears World War, this is bad. But if I will say total war, and I will not say world, what should be like worldwide, you will stay more calm. Do you know what I'm talking about? And this is the psychological effect they are playing on the people, right? And the leadership, the military officers, high-rank military officers, and so on. But what is the main reason why they are using it? First, what I said, on one hand, right, not to spread panic, but most stuff, because it will be total apocalyptic, let's say deep shit. It will be crazy. It will change everything. This is total war, like, because total, everything will be changed. And this is it. That's the reason why they are using term total war instead of term World War III, right?
Right.
That's the reason. It's so simple. It's that easy. It's so simple.
Yep.
You know? So that's the reason why I am kind of, let's say, in bad mood that in my region there is ongoing campaign for presidency, and people are still thinking and choosing what, why. If we will have some, I don't know, for example, political party, we will got parliamentary, elections in
Australia?
December 3rd. Sorry, this need to be edited. On September 3rd this year, and they are early elections, but there is a problem. We doesn't have nobody with, let's say, this kind of experiences who will be the candidate and who can be potential prime minister or something like that. We desperately need somebody like that. Problem is, nobody have political ambitions. I know certain people, they can fit those requirements, conditions, but that's the problem. They don't want to be involved in, in politics.
Well, New Zealand just had a switch over. Can you talk anything about that?
What do you mean switch over?
Well, the Jacinda Ardern was in charge, and I believe they've switched over to Chris Hipkins. Is that his name?
Yeah. I mean, I know that. Let's say it was a setup, and I think it was very good setup because this guy, this should be edited, because this gentleman, let's say, he got some experiences with military intelligence, but not official one, okay?
Well, I think the people they didn't like Jacinda because she was very kind of nasty to the people, really wasn't good to the public.
Yeah.
And, severe in some of the kind of, how can I say, they felt that she was sold out to the WEF. I don't know if this is the case here as well, but like you said, if everyone's in kind of a military mindset right now because of what's going on around the world.
No, but to be honest, he got some experiences, but I don't want to talk about that loudly, okay?
Right. No, I understand.
Because he was involved in, let's say, highly classified stuff, and it will create more, damage than good, and we don't want to jeopardize that.
No, that's fine. We don't need to go into that. I was just in passing.
No, you are right. That was very good point. Thank you.
Yeah, because you have activity, and I know that New Zealand is obviously, very closely connected to Australia.
Oh, yeah.
So their decisions are probably collaborative in some way.
Oh, it's something like, it doesn't look like that, but for most part, but because I don't know, US is independent and whatever, and Canada is, I don't know, it's in Commonwealth and whatever, but they are very closely tied together in so many fields that people even don't realize it.
Yeah, I mean, I think logically, I think a person might see that, but yeah, obviously they look like, there's completely separate nations, and
Yeah.
But to say that they're not collaborating, to some degree would not make any sense, just even for, safety reasons, right?
Yes, and just by the way, Canada gave them this absolutely vast areas like they don't need and they don't use. And they, because, for example, Russia, formerly Soviet Union, they've got plenty of those lands, wastelands, to test. Siberia, Tunguska, whatever. But for US, okay, they've got some places in Alaska like that. Let's say to test especially military projects on extreme, or let's say harsh, let's say winter conditions like cold, snow, ice, whatever. Mm-hmm. In Russia, formerly Soviet Union, not a big deal. But what the heck they should do in US? And despite they will do so, two problems. My bad, one problem. There is no connection between Alaska and US inland, right? Either they need to use ships, or to go through Canada. So it will be absolutely crazy crap to get enemies or not to be bounded by Canada. And they don't use this very northern part, like what they are, northwestern territories, they're like, okay, if you want to do so, let's do it. And of course they don't know. And this is absolutely funny. It's ridiculous that Canadians don't have any clue. But sorry for rough language, but it is phrased in English. They don't give a shit. They doesn't give a shit what is going on there up there. And they're like, okay, what the heck is going on? Because US are paying, and they were paying crazy amounts of money for those tests, you know.
Well, I think they know, they do know. I mean, the Canadian people have a lot of knowledge about intel and disclosure, more so than some people realize.
No, please. I'm talking about things nobody knows, believe me.
But stuff, yeah, when it's going, well, it's so cold there, it's almost like experiments in Antarctica, you know, it's like...
This is it what I'm talking about, because Antarctica is very, let's say, unstable stuff to do, because, you know, it's like many countries are making, you know, we want to operate there, and other ones, but it's Canada, and it's like, if you want to do certain stuff, let's do it. And that's it. And it's not like Canadian people, but I am talking about Canadian
They're not aware.
government and whoever, and they just don't care. And it's solid money. They are solid money, and money for free. At least they believe so.
Well, it's like that island that that's very north, that they were doing some kind of like space mission experiences or practices there. Remember, we talked about that before in another show.
Yeah, but I'm talking about absolutely crazy stuff.
Yeah, no,
cryogenic stuff and whatever, and how they were testing time machines, next generation time machines. They don't need to use steps. We are talking about steps. I mean, people they are regular listeners know that we are talking about 20 years and back, so plus minus. So a lot of those kind of crazy things, you know. But
I have a question for you, and I'm going to
please.
Well, unless you want to finish your thought. Do you want to finish your thought?
Yeah, but do you know what? Those absolutely horrible shit, what they were doing, because they, just by the way, in accident, they just it was like a penicillin. It was just an accident. Do you know what I mean? Because you know how penicillin was invented. It was an accident, coincidence, random coincidence. And they were testing next generation time machines and mutations of people to new species and whatever, absolutely crazy shit. And whatever, and I don't know.
Is this like Murkoff, extension of Murkoff up there?
Pretty much.
Or is it a different group?
Yeah, pretty much something like that. I mean, let's say they were doing crazy shooty things, you know. I don't know why. Because Murkoff, just by the way, Murkoff is still living. Murkoff is still living. He's still alive. Don't ask me how it is possible.
Because he would be how many years old right now?
Oh my God.
According to your knowledge.
Oh my God. He will be more than 120 years old.
And how old does he look?
In his 30s? Yeah, early 30s, something like that.
And do you know what he's doing to enhance that? Is that from his experiments?
That's a question. They are doing a lot of crazy, shitty things there, and to be perfectly honest, I don't want to get in-depth knowledge because it's...
I want to share something with you. and it's related to time travel. I just had an interesting conversation with Anthony Zender regarding it, and we talk about it all the time. But there's a show called Dark, and it's a German. It's set in a German town, and where they have this nuclear power plant, and there's an underground tunnel, and they do all this time travel. They go back and forth, and they discover that they're in a loop. And but one of the things that they say, and the reason why I brought it up, is because there's mutations that are happening to some of the people. Because when they're finding themselves at different time periods. But they also say that there's two groups that are running this whole thing, and one is, there for good, and then they call the other one a shadow group.
Yep, I am absolutely not surprised.
So there's, it pretty much parallels some of the stuff that we've been looking at. And I don't see that it's necessarily related to the NAZIs, but it does take place in Germany, and it is related to using a nuclear power plant to create this energy that creates these time travel machines. And some of the machines look like they're like in a big box or in a suitcase, and then they realize that there's another one that looks like the size of a ball. But it's quite a revealing show, and covering a lot of the stuff that we've talked about.
No, you are absolutely right, and that's the stuff like so many people don't believe it. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But it is how it is, It's crazy.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't know if you've ever, do you know the scenario? The scenario looks familiar to you of this TV series.
Yes, it's, let's say, let's say there is a thing that they don't need a nuclear power plant because they've got fused reactor. What is pretty much you build one, which is stable, and is perpetuum mobile, and it's like not perpetuum mobile, but it is giving energy and giving energy and giving energy and tremendous amounts of energy, and why? You don't need to do any sort of maintenance.
Yeah, and they also talk about things happen every 33 years.
Yeah, 33. Just by the way, because they made wider span than 20 years. But that's the stuff. The main goal, the ultimate, the ultimate goal was like to totally get rid of whatever steps, like with whatever years, and that's the stuff.
But that's 20 plus and back, right?
Yes, and that's 20, the stuff like they successfully achieved in this crazy, like cold region in northwestern territories in Canada and whatever, and the thing is that they were doing so crazy experiments. I was like, no, I don't want to talk about it. It's disgusting. Jeez.
Well, that must be bleeding through over into what we're experiencing here.
You know what? It's absolutely crazy. Yeah. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So, Peter, what? Any last thoughts that you want to add before we end the show?
I think we are good. We are fine. Let's say with the show, and let's say one thing, because many people like, okay, are like okay, but there are the missiles and the navigation systems and whatever vantage points. Believe me, we are people. Believe me that we are working intensively on the way how to stop it, but I can't go to any more in-depth details because in order mission to be successfully accomplished, we cannot say more because we don't want to jeopardize it. That's it.
Right. Yeah, we always, we'll just disclose the information that we can share with the public, and then we will share more later when it's
Yes.
safe to talk about it.
One is, it is kind of funny for me. It is not funny like funny, but let's say it's interesting technology. This need to be edited, sorry. It is interesting term because it's term. It is widely used in military. Do it if it is safe to do so. So we will do it when it will be too safe to do so. So that's it. Thank you very much for to give me another opportunity to be on your channel. I think that this show was great. And I am looking forward for next time. Hold tight and bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Peter, and thank you everyone for listening. We're glad to be able to give you an update of what's presently going on. And I know a lot of people are worried about what's happening. So stay tuned. We will continue to update you. And everyone stay safe and highest intention for humanity. Have a good day.
You have been listening to the Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Marrocco. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Visit www.acio-agency.org and www.readingsbyarael.com. Post your questions and comments below. We look forward to hearing from you. Feel free to support our work. All the links can be found in the description. Thank you.